Well, let's start with exercise 4,
Mm-hmm.
the one that we all love. Oh man, yeah, it's tricky. I spoke to a loan officer this week about buying my mom's house, and I think I'm going to be able to swing it. I just don't make enough money, you know. And my aunt's like, "Well, you could get a job." I said, "No, no, no, that's not the point. I'm not changing my job." All right, so here we go. Let's start just from the beginning. We won't go too fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, up, 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 down. A 7. Okay, Trish, let's have you play for me.
Alrighty, here goes. Right.
Go a little bit slower. Go
Okay.
about like this. Down, down, up, down, up. Just what we were doing when we were doing it together. Okay, start back on that F.
Okay. All right.
Trish, that was really good. That was really good. Be real careful about adding a little extra pause when you're doing the chord changes.
Okay.
And what I would do is what?
It's when I get from the problem I'm having is when the G comes on the upbeat, getting to that G from the D.
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
still working to go back and forth between the two, but it's oh, the G is down here and the G7 is up here, and going from the D. And I'm going to continue to practice that combination, because it especially when the G comes on the upswing from like
Yes.
the G that's the first two down.
Yeah, that it is. It's really tricky. So that's great. I'm so glad you're working on it that way. That's the very best, but you're doing fantastic.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Jen. Yeah, Jen, let's hear you play it.
So is this one.
Hey, Jen, I want you to stop right there. And I want
Mhm.
you to get your hand position really good. And then
Yep.
just keep going from right there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Now try to remember this hand position. But the other thing I want you guys to know, I did some, I'm always trying to do some research on how we can do better. And one of the things, and this is totally true of guitar, but I didn't know if it was as true for ukulele, but I think from what I've read, it really is. Usually when we're playing, our thumb is showing. And what happens when your thumb is way up there is that see how little hand space I have there? Look at that. Now I want you to watch. If I move my thumb down, all of a sudden I've got way more room here. Try that. Put your thumb up above where you can see it, and just notice how little room you have there to move, and then move it down to about the middle and notice how much easier that is. You notice that? So I want you to write a note to yourself to try to put your thumb at least there where it's not showing. Sorry, not showing you. But if you can get it down even a little bit more, the more down you can get it, the better. Up here just doesn't do you any favors. It's the easiest, kind of way to put it, but there's no point. It doesn't do you any favors. Move it down a little bit, and all of a sudden, the more that you move your thumb down, the more room you get. So if you can get in the habit of playing with your thumb down a little bit, yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's great. If you can get your thumb down a little bit, then it'll really help. Trish, you're muted, so I didn't hear you say anything.
Down here.
So I would move it down more. So let's see, let me move my camera. So what you want is you want your thumb to be about like that.
I can fret. At about
Um,
the fret.
well, remember, you still want your hand touching this, so it doesn't really have anything to do with that, but it's more about instead of having it up here, bringing it down. So you're going to be about like that. Do you notice? Can you tell that you have more hand room when you play like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really does you a big favor to do that. So both of you write that down, and I want you to, especially when you're playing this, since you're really getting this, I want you to think about that and bring that hand down. Okay. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay, let's go to the lion.
I marked my sheet up.
Excellent. That's really good.
Visual aids.
Hey, even conductors of big symphonies, they write all over the scores, all over the scores. They've got lines and colors and all kinds of things. Pianists do it. I mean, it's,
I have a question though for you.
yeah. Mhm.
On the second line, there is an A. Is the A played under the down up?
See. The second line on The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Yep.
Oh, under the refrain.
Yeah. No, at the very end here. Right there.
Oh, that okay, let's see. Yes. Yes, so it's like this. Lion sleeps tonight. Weem away. Yeah.
But it's on the down up of that.
It's on not the down up, but just the up. So
Oh, the up. Okay, so
tonight.
P7 is down, up, down, up.
No, it's down, down, up, up, down, and then on that one.
Mhm. Right. So
keep it on the G7. Oh, it's not a chord. It's not
okay,
a
that's what I
chord.
was asking.
Okay, it's a lyric. Yeah. So it's part of the way.
but we
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's confusing because it looks like an A minor right there.
that's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it's part of the lyric. So the chords are all bold.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yay, Rochelle's here. Yeah. Did everybody see Rochelle's version of
Yes, it
my?
was fabulous.
That was so great, Rochelle. That was great. Okay, so yeah, so it's just part of the singing there because you want to go a weem away. Okay. All right, so let's try this all together. And did we do the verse and the chorus or just the verse? Let me look at my notes. I said speak the chorus. So we are playing the chorus. Okay, so here we go. So the introduction, one. Oh, and Rochelle, one thing we were talking about that I've learned recently is that when your thumb is up here, like it is for most of us, where you can see your thumb, it kind of limits how much you can play. So bring it down and then notice how much more reach you have with your hand. Can you tell how much more reach you have if you bring your thumb down? So right.
Yeah, this for me, this is super small, and I have giant hands. So I think if I had a bigger uke, I'd need that. But these things I have man hands.
Oh, those are great for these instruments. Yeah, you should get a concert, even just, and if you want, I just last night looked up some for somebody that wanted one.
Yeah, send me some recommendations.
Okay, great. These are all like on sale and they're good. I think yours is one of them on there. The one that Trish.
The one that Trish has.
Yeah.
Trish, you're muted.
It's wonderful, and it's got such a tone to it. You know, it's you know, and it can get really loud too.
Yeah. So I found 4 for a friend of mine that wanted one that was like, you know, a nice one. So they're all like either solid top or solid completely. And they each have a video of somebody playing them so you can hear them and compare them. So I'm going to do a new list that'll have like the super cheap beginners, the intermediate, and then, but these are the kind of nicer ones. Is that what you want?
You ought to go with a better one.
I would.
Spend a little bit more money because you're playing really, really well. It's going to take it to another level.
And if you get one that you're going to outgrow, then kind of what's the point, right? Because you're already to the point where you'd be outgrowing it. So so I'll send you this list that I just did last night. They're all nice ukuleles. They're the kind that'll get better the more you play them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you go on YouTube, there's these British guys that do these reviews on all these ukuleles, and they play them, and they'll give you the pros and the cons of each one. And that's how I usually go when I go to buy one of them. You know, I want to listen to it. I want to hear it, what it sounds like.
Well, and that's why I picked out these four. Well, because I liked them, but they also all have a video playing them. Because I wouldn't buy one if I didn't get to hear it before I could do it.
Yeah.
So you could kind of judge the sound.
And I don't live anywhere near a music store.
well, and
I mean, maybe Sacramento, but
these places all do a setup on it, and that's what you want to do is get a place that does a setup that really cares about whether your uke is good or not.
If you go through Sweetwater, especially to buy kala, it comes out of the box all set up to go. And
that's
they'll tell you
nice.
to let it sit for 24 hours, and then you stretch the strings and whatnot. And it just, I have not been dissatisfied with any ukulele I've bought from Kala, and I've bought a lot of stuff from them.
Yeah, I'm kind of going with Kala now. That's kind of my favorite of all the ones I got for my nieces and nephew. The Kalas are
They
the
have
ones
such an array. I mean, they can go from like $39 all the way up to the thousands, and
Yeah.
it just, you know, incredible sound to them.
they're good,
And
solid.
they're based right in California there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forgot.
Sweetwater's having all their big sales right now. Post
Yeah. I totally forgot about checking Sweetwater. I checked the other places that I really like, so I'm going to check Sweetwater. So I'll check that before I send it to you. Okay.
Cool.
I checked my other favorite places. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So let's do the lion. Here we go.
Wait a minute. Let me mute.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Oh, weem away, oh, weem away, oh, weem away, oh, weem away, weem away, oh, weem away, oh, weem away, oh, weem away, 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 oh, weem away, oh, weem away. Okay, so let's have you guys play it for me. Rochelle, why don't we have you go first, since we know you can nail this one.
The chorus, not so much. That's why I made Harper sing that part.
Yeah, I thought that was cool the way you're like, take it, Harper.
This is the part you do.
Yeah.
Okay. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Oh, weem away, 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 oh, weem away. That's the
Awesome.
farthest I've gotten in the chorus, so it's getting better.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. The other part of the chorus isn't even written out, so I'm going to teach you that today too. Okay. All right, Trish.
All right, here goes. Wait a minute.
It's okay.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle. Whoops.
Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go a little slower and don't sing. Just play. Okay. Just think the words
Okay.
in your head.
All right.
About like this. Down.
You guys are coming in and out. Okay.
What's that?
I'll start from the verse. Okay.
Okay. Okay, now, Trish,
Hmm.
your sister is being a bad influence on you, and you
Now,
are.
wait. In all fairness, this is the first run through on this new pattern. I got the old one. Remember, I succeeded in exercise 4.
Oh my gosh, you nailed exercise 4. Yes. Okay, now remember this strum pattern is going to be the most often used of all of them, right? And it's what we did. We did so many songs with this one. So, but what you're forgetting is you're forgetting that
Three little
last
birds.
up. What's that?
3 little birds. I recognize it.
Exactly. So you got to remember that last up. You're going down, down, up, down, but you're not going
Because
down.
I'm worried about getting to the next
Yes.
chord on time.
Now, this is the trick. Don't worry about lifting your hands while you're playing that.
Mhm.
Just get in the habit of doing it, and you can move your hand while you're doing that, no problem. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so try it again. You're doing great. Very good. Very good. Are you thinking the words in your head while you're playing?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched a video this week about people that are having trouble singing along, and that's what they're saying to do is to just think the words while you're doing it, then hum the melody without the words, just hum the melody, and then try singing it. Okay, but it should be
That's
sort of the
what I
last.
do and it works.
Yeah, it should be the last thing that you do.
I just got the chorus.
Yeah.
When you were doing it, I did it. And then Harper said, "Good job, mommy. Keep practicing."
So great. Well, this is such a great example for Harper for learning an instrument, to see the steps that it takes. That is so great. Oh my gosh.
How old is Harper now?
Well, next Saturday she's going to be 6.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. You know, did you put the ukulele in her hand?
She
This
has
is the
her
time
own.
to do it. It's time
Yeah,
to teach her.
we don't let her hold this one.
Okay.
But yeah,
But
she has like actually 3 of her own.
Wow.
This beautiful hand painted one, a hand me down one, and then like an frozen Elsa one.
So she's like Trish. She has ukulele acquisition syndrome.
Yeah.
Girl after my own heart.
You know it.
Oh, that's so great. And you know, have you taught her the C chord?
No.
Teach her the C chord because it's so easy.
Okay.
And what I do, I have my cousin's daughter has Down syndrome, and she comes over every week for ukulele lesson. And unfortunately, she has real stubby fingers. And so it's really hard for her. She can play C, no problem. We tried F and she just kind of can't do it. So we've been doing just this, this, and this. And you can actually do some really fun stuff with that. But I think Harper could do C, and then you could probably teach her F. And then she can do a lot of songs with just those two.
All right.
But have her get that C down with the finger numbers so she knows which fingers she's playing.
You know, her bio parents were musical, both of them. So it's in her genes.
That's great. Well, she's a good little singer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. And 6 is the right age to get her going in music.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the perfect age. If you want her to do piano, this is also the perfect age.
Yeah, you know, they start kids like at 4 on violin.
Yeah.
I
It's the
would
same
love
4
to get
strings.
her some lessons with COVID. You know, I don't even know how to play. Obviously, I'm learning.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to teach. So
Well, the best way to learn, there's no better way to learn than to teach someone else. Absolutely.
Watch one, do one, teach one.
Yeah. Yeah. And you only have to be one lesson better than your class. That's the truth. That's the teacher's secret. It really is. And you're way more than one lesson ahead. But go ahead and just teach her that one right there in the hand position, you know, and have her get down that C chord. And what I do with my niece, I call her my niece. is we just start with that, and then I'll play the other chords, but she'll just keep playing C, and we just sing along and have a great time. So, so yeah, just do that so she gets used to doing the strum with that too. That'll be fun.
Okay. I like
Okay.
the suggestion. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Miss Jen. I love this thing around your head, by the way. It looks really cool on you.
Thank you. It's keeping my head warm.
Ah.
It's cool. Okay. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Excellent. That was awesome. 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 Okay, now the part of the refrain that's not written out, it goes like this. Oh, oh, we mow away. Oh, oh, we mow away. So it's just oh, we mow away. And when I teach it to the kids in the camps, we do it like this. Oh, oh, we mow away. Oh, oh, we mow away. So 6 counts of the oh, that, okay? So just sing it. Don't even play it. Just sing it with me, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh, we mow away. Oh, oh, we mow away. All right. So now let's just try that. Try playing with that. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh, we mow away. Oh, oh, we mow away. Now this song always goes C, F, C, G7. That's all it does the whole time. So when you're in the O part, it's just O, F, O, and then back to C. We mow away, G7. Oh, oh, we mow away. Now, does that make sense, or do you need me to write it out for you? I can write it out if you need that. Do you need to write out? Write out. Okay. Let me write it out for you. Then why don't let's wait till next week to do that, and let's do something else right now. Okay. So I want you to just keep working on that, and then I'll write out that chorus and send that to you, or we'll just do it next week. Okay. So let me make that note to myself. So I want you to get the lie-in with the chorus for this week, and then next week, the O part. And I'll write it out before that. Okay, so would you guys like to learn Amazing Grace? Because I have a really nice version of that. Okay, we did this for my mom's graveside service, and it's a really nice. Okay, so now it has some chords that you don't know yet. Let's just learn this much right now. And the way you can do it is you can do this for all 3 verses. I just did this to kind of make it more interesting for the service, you know, and if you want, we can learn the other chords that go in with that. But this is just the regular Amazing Grace, okay? So it's, and the strum is the same as Edelweiss because this is in 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rochelle, is that big enough for you? Do you need me to make it bigger?
You know, I have 2 screens, so I can see it big.
Oh, okay,
on the
great.
screen, no problem.
Okay, can everybody see it okay? Okay, so so it just starts on our A minor there, okay? And remember, it's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down. Let's try it, okay? Here we go.
Remind me of A minor.
A minor is this one right here. Let me go big so you can see better. So it's the second finger, second fret,
Second
top
fret.
string.
Got it.
Okay. And nice thing about that, you know, then F is just adding this one finger, right? So F to A minor, that's pretty easy. A minor to G, not so easy, which is what the song does. A minor to G. Let's just do that a few times. So let's just do, we'll do A minor to G. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, A minor, 2, 3, G. Okay? So let's start this now. Here we go. Oh, I need to give you the music again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A minor, G, C. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. So let's just do it playing the chords without the strum, okay? No strum, just the chords starting on the intro. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, hit. C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, G7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C7. Sorry, my mistake. Let's start on that C on I once right there, right there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C, 2, 3, C7, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, A minor, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, C. Okay, how'd you guys do? So let's do it with the strum now. From the intro. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A minor, G, C, C, hit. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. down twice. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, so on this G7, you can do a few different things. I think for right now, we'll just do it twice. Okay, so G7, G7, twice. Okay. All right, so let's hear you try it, Trish.
All right. Wait a minute, I'll start over. I'm not getting my fingers in the right place.
Okay. So you're going to do this.
Mhm.
This, it's a little bit confusing because I just wrote this out to play with my sister-in-law, but it's just C, and then it's a C and a hit.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's A minor, G, C, and then C hit.
All right. So I left out a C.
Yeah.
Okay.
And make sure that you do that last up in the strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, why all of a sudden I can't do a G?
So this one, you're just going to go down, hit.
Okay.
So whenever we have the chord and then a hit, you don't do the strum and then a hit. You just do a
Okay.
down and then a hit.
All right.
You're doing great though.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. That was great, Trish. Good job. Okay, Jen.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Wow, that was great. Okay, Rochelle.
Jen, you're a real natural.
I know.
No, I'm not.
Girl, take a compliment.
Thank you.
Oh, you both are.
You know, I took clarinet and piano as a kid and I faked my way through both of them. Like I made them think that I learned how to read music, but I was faking.
Were you doing it like you'd have your teacher play the song and then you would just
Memorize
copy it? Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not capable of that because my brain's full. So I wish I didn't do that, but this has been good because I'm finally learning the chords and
That's great.
Yeah, I'm not faking it in my 40s anymore.
You know, when I learned to play piano, I did the same thing. I made my teacher play the songs for me, and then I would just copy him. And it was like a year later, he realized I couldn't read any music, and he was so angry because I put my hand in the wrong place on the piano, but I played the thing perfectly, you know. So he realized I wasn't reading the notes at all, and I was just lucky that he caught me. But that's why when I'm teaching like penny whistle or piano or something, I never play the song before. I make them, you know, do it their own.
Yeah.
Ukulele.
And I haven't learned, you know, that was elementary school,
Yeah.
you know, and I tried to play guitar in college. I took a class. I sucked at it. So this is really the first instrument I've been able to play. So it's pretty exciting.
That
And
is pretty awesome.
you had your work cut out for you, Liz, because I'm not like musical, you know what I mean?
I'm used to teaching kids that are dealing with all kinds of trauma, you know. So it's been really fun, not fun. Well, yeah, it's been really fun the last 20 years, like developing this system that works. And ukulele is, I don't know, it's become my favorite instrument. It's kind of a perfect instrument because it's doable and yet it's not simple. And you still have to do like multiple things at the same time. So even more than like penny whistle or harmonica because you have to sing. So
Yeah.
and it's a sharing instrument because you do it and other people, you know, can sing along and stuff.
Well, my mother-in-law, who has a nicer version of this, it has like mother of pearl. She signed up for your new class.
Excellent.
Yeah, so Denise, she lives in Ventura, and then a couple coworkers signed up too. So yeah,
So great. That is so
get a
great.
couple more Tahoe people.
Yeah, that's so great. You know, I love this. It's so fun for me to be able to like be home, have electricity, have water, have all the comforts, TV, you know, all this stuff, and yet be able to teach. So for me, this is really nice. And we're now figuring out a way to teach the Yazidi refugees that are in Germany. So I'm going to start a class with them pretty soon. So anyway, so this is anyway, I love this. I hope we can keep this going always with the, because it's,
You know, along the same lines as Rochelle, I was considered learning disabled as a child. So I spent my youth, you know, learning how to read and do all that stuff. So I never had this as a child, band or learning a musical instrument, because my Saturdays were spent in a remedial reading class or, you know, spending year after year taking courses. So it wasn't until I got into my 40s that I decided I'm going to pick up an instrument. And that's when I picked up the clarinet, quit smoking, picked up the clarinet. And it's just been one thing, but I've always had a special heart for the ukulele and I've always wanted to learn it.
yeah.
And back when I was trying to learn how to play guitar, which I wasn't particularly successful at, my guitar teacher introduced me back to the ukulele. He says, try this, you know, and I figured, I mean, I've got guitar acquisition as well. I've got a whole bunch of guitars behind me that I can't play, but I will eventually.
Ukulele, I call ukulele the gateway instrument to the guitar, because once you really master ukulele, it's just another step to take it to guitar. I mean, you have to learn the chords differently, but you've already learned to strum, you've already learned this thing and singing. But I'm loving ukulele so much. I don't know that I'll ever go back to really guitar.
Is it the same chords and the same strings?
It's not the same chords. You have to learn different chords, but you've already learned how to strum and change your chords. And that's the hardest part. It's not really where you put your fingers, it's strumming and moving that's the hardest part. And so learning that on the ukulele, then it's just another step up to take it to guitar. So you'll find it's really an easy step up, but don't do it now. Get your uke in your head permanently, so that then you're learning guitar, but you're not forgetting uke. And don't let yourself learn guitar and not play uke. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to get to where you're mixed up. I have at least one or two students who were real good at guitar, and like whenever they go to play D, they try to play it D on D on guitar is the same as G on ukulele. So they're always doing that instead of playing the D on the uke. So you want to make sure you keep them both. But her hand, she's got really bad arthritis and she really can't play guitar anymore, but she can totally play uke. So that's kind of neat, you know?
Well, I think the year of COVID is also the year of the ukulele.
Yes, it's the
And
instrument of the
it bumped up major time.
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. I just hope we never stop it because it's such a cool instrument, you know, and it was cool in the 60s and then it kind of went out of fashion. So I hope it doesn't again, but we have much nicer ukes than they had in the 60s, I think. So I think that's, anyway, yeah, it's a great instrument. Okay, so Rochelle, have you played this?
All right, let's give it a try. Amazing grace, so sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Okay, great. Now, Rochelle and Jen, if you look at the second, well, all of you, the second verse is very similar, except that it adds in this chord right here, the C major 7. You see, it's exactly the same except for that. Now, let me show you what C major 7 is. It's a really fun chord. So here's your C, right? And there's your C7. Right? We got that C, C7. C major 7 is the one right between the two. So you got C, C major 7, and then C7. And isn't that a beautiful chord? Yeah. So like if you want to do something in the way she moves attracts me like no, see, it's a great chord, that C major 7. Okay, so the only difference here in the second verse is it goes through many dangers, toils. Okay, so Trish, I want you to just focus on the first verse, but if you want, go ahead and go on to the second verse, okay? Nobody go on to the third verse yet, because the third verse is different enough, it might throw you on the other ones, okay? So the first verse for sure, the second verse if you want to, it just kind of makes it more fun. Let's just play the second verse through together, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, go ahead if you want. Second verse. Oh, sorry.
We need the music.
It would help if you have the music, wouldn't it? I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so here we go. So it's C and then C major 7. And that C major 7 to F is pretty common. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Through many dangers, toils and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace hath brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Okay, I'm gonna make a new version of this. It'll look exactly the same, except it's gonna have that you do this chord twice, both there. Okay, so I'll do that before I post it. Okay, so first 2 verses. Trish, if you want to just focus on the first verse, that's okay. But if you want to go on to the second one too, you can. This is a really nice one because we all know the melody so well. So it's a little bit easier to kind of put the melody with the ukulele on that, with the singing. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'll put up the homework now and then I'll post this up in just a few minutes. Okay. All right. Love you all.
I'm so
Love you
glad you're
too.
feeling
See you
better.
next
You look
week.
great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm not white anymore. Last week I noticed after the class, I went back and looked in the mirror and I was like pale. So I am doing better. So bit by bit by bit.
It's great.
Yeah. All right. And
Did you go in and have your COVID test?
I I had it twice and it was both negative. I need to go do the antibody now and see if
Yeah,
I
do the antibodies because in
Yeah.
that way they can, figure out if you've got immunity to it.
yeah, I really hope. I really hope that was-
Antibodies are free if you donate blood.
Yeah.
I can't donate because I have thalassemia minor.
Ooh.
Yeah, they don't let me donate, but maybe they'll make an exception because of that. Because I've always wanted to donate. So anyway, maybe they can maybe that for that one it would be okay. I'm happy to donate blood. I'd love to do that. So
Liz, go to any hospital. They're putting out feelers for people to donate just to find out if they got antibodies.
yeah, I need to go do that this week. That's something I'll
Because they're doing this new thing here in New York. I don't know if you guys are heading out your way. We're doing a MOAB, is what they call it. And it's the antibodies we're giving people who've got the disease, the ones that are not bad enough to be hospitalized. But what they do is they get that and then they go home.
That's awesome.
And it's an infusion, like a transfusion for a couple of hours. We watch them and then we send them home.
We're doing remdesivir and one other drug that I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
These are for the ones that are not, that don't need to be hospitalized, but hoping that they'll get better faster.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. Yeah.
The
Okay.
science that they're doing now is just incredible.
Yeah, COVID has really led to some major science and I think, I mean, it never lasts, but people realizing how important you guys are and how important these researchers are.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was interesting that the process that they're doing, that they made up the vaccination in the first place, is something they've been doing for the last few years with cancer patients and people with immunodeficiencies and whatnot. They're using a conglomerate of antibodies that they put together and they infuse into them to try to build them up. And they, excuse me, excuse me, they took the same premise for the vaccination for COVID, that they would be able to move faster rather than building antibodies. They were able to use these infusions of different other people with different stuff. So that's basically how it came out. But yeah, they're making.
So you are so disabled. You're so smart. I can't believe that they ever put you into something.
Well, you know what the problem was? I had
learned the traditional way.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm a backdoor learner.
Yeah.
And once I figured that out, and they stopped, because I was raised in a Catholic grammar school, and the nuns only knew one way.
Right.
And if it didn't go your way, then you were screwed. And it was back in the 60s before all these special needs stuff came through. And I had two parents that really went out of their way to find help for me. And I guess I was taking my nth amount of remedial reading tests. I had all these tests as a kid. And the guy who was giving the test turned to my father and says, I know what the problem is. I have 20/20 vision, but the two eyes never work together. So I see this side and I see this side. I never saw what was in the middle.
Oh my goodness.
So I had double vision up
Yeah.
until about the age of 9.
That might have caused problems with reading.
Yes. I couldn't read. I even when I was 13, I only had a 3rd grade reading level.
Wow.
So it took a lot of time for me to catch up. And I was fortunate enough to meet this teacher in high school who put me on the fast track. She taught me Evelyn Wood's speed reading to catch me up to the point where I went to college. And when I was in college, I continued to take my remedial reading classes. I can't spell to save my life because I didn't learn any phonics, and I carry around a dictionary, and I just learned to deal with it my way. but I love music, and music has helped me get through all of this.
Yeah, and it's kind of a shame that they didn't put you in music as a kid, because it probably would
I
have.
would have learned better.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole premise behind the Huntington learning, or that's all based upon music
Yeah. Yeah.
and teaching kids how to learn through music.
Jen,
Yeah.
do you play other instruments?
I kinda play piano, but I could do it by ear. But I'm trying to learn how to read music. It's still hard for me. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, when I learned the clarinet, I had a wonderful clarinet teacher who was a retired, he taught in the school system. And I was his first adult learner. And he really loved working because he says, you don't have to learn this stuff. You want to learn this stuff. And he taught me how to read music and music theory. And it was like being able, I can pick up an instrument and kind of work my way through the notes because I know what they are.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of, and it was the way he taught me what he wanted me to learn. And he said, what song do you want to learn? And he kind of line by line gave me the song. So I had to learn this in order to learn that. Learn this, learn that. We had a lot of fun together.
Yagi.
Yeah. It really was great. Yeah, exactly. We really had a great, I loved, it was my Tuesday mornings with Bob. It really was a great time. I'd go up to his house, and it was like just playing music with a friend. He really tried to teach me rhythm, and that's something that has, because I don't trust my eyes seeing it, that I hear it just a split second before he plays it, so I can keep up with him. So,
That's so cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
When you retire, we better watch out, Trish.
I know.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Cool.
we just set it up and knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, really. Must have talked.
Dang, girl.
We're looking for a house with 3 bedrooms because there's going to be a master bedroom, a guest bedroom, and
And a
Trish's
music room.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, I have to have a music room too. So I totally get it, It's with piano and guitars and I
I
want to
have the rest of the house. All I need is this room.
I want a room where
That's
people can just
awesome.
come in and sit down and play, just for fun. So,
Yeah, it's just something it brings me such joy. It really does. I can have a really bad day and come home and I'll sit on the couch. I've got a ukulele upstairs. I got a bunch of them down here. So,
yeah,
just so I can strum.
yeah.
That's all it takes,
That's so great. That is.
I just wanted to get it. I mean, I'll tell you, my feeling from last week to this week is so much higher because I broke the code on the exercise 4.
Yeah, I cannot believe the difference. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. You did so well.
And I'll get this one too,
Absolutely will.
Yeah. Now that I know how to go at it,
Yeah.
then I can work it through.
Mm-hmm. And that's
I
a lot of it
struggled
with you.
this strum pattern, but once I got it, you guys remember I couldn't play Three Little Birds.
Yeah.
I made up
Right.
my own strum pattern.
Mhm.
But then once it clicked, it's
And
made
a lot
all
of
this
it was
other
just-
stuff a lot easier.
Yeah. And a lot of it is just going back and forth between the chords, because that's where it stutters, is thinking that next chord. And once it gets to the point where you don't have to think about it, then you can focus on the chord, on the strum pattern.
Yeah.
But Liz, I have a thing for you. I want you to work on. My most favorite song is "I Will" by the Beatles. Paul McCartney wrote it. And it's the first song that I learned how to play on clarinet. And I can play the fingering of it. It goes, hold on a second. Because I wrote it out so I could, just like pluck it. Yeah. It goes like this. Look. Right. goes from 8.
I think I know that song. Okay, I have it written down. I will definitely look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
know it either.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fabulous, it's one of his best, Here, There, and Everywhere, and that song are probably two of the best he ever wrote.
Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, you got it up, Rochelle.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the first 3 lines, and then it comes down and you got like, 2 together. It does, if you go on Hcw, he does a great version of it.
Okay.
I mean, us older people recognize it.
I know a lot of Beatles. I just don't know that one.
Yeah. So I should recognize it when I listen to it. So
The thing is that he's got really great melodies, his songs, and that's the thing about the C7 major. They used a lot of major and minor chords in their music, and that's what set them off from everybody else.
oh, interesting.
Because they, their music sounded different because they used other chords rather than the set 5 or 6 that everybody used.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of that came from the fact that they started out playing in jazz clubs,
Mhm.
and they learned the jazz chords from other artists. There's a story where John Lennon and Paul McCartney got on a bus and traveled like an hour and a half to learn one chord. And they used it to mix it up and make it sound better, to just,
Dedication.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about the brilliance in these 2 guys who basically came from such poverty
Yeah.
and really broken homes because, Paul lost his mother at 15 and John was given up to his aunt to be raised. And then his mother was killed at 17, when he was 17. And
Oh,
that's where all their music comes from. But they both wrote a lot of these songs when they were 13 and 14 years old.
Trish, there's just nothing you don't know about.
I know.
You're
It's so cool.
fascinating.
If
I'm
it,
incredibly, it's funny because, in order to get me to read, nobody will play Trivial Pursuit with me.
No.
I bet.
My family swears that well, the thing is,
I'll do a
learning-
spelling bee against you, and that's about it.
Well, see, the thing is that I committed everything to memory.
Yeah.
That's how I learned. I can remember in college, my girlfriend, because I wasn't a good note taker because I didn't learn how to do notes. So what she would do is we'd study together and I would just memorize her notes. And that's how I passed all my tests. As my brother says, you remember everything. And I said, well, expanded that part of my brain.
That is really
Mine's
cool.
full. Like,
You got more room in there. You got more room in there. You just got it on other things. That's all.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think
got
once you're a kid, half your brain.
yeah, with a kid, that just takes up your universe,
Yeah.
It does. It is. The universe revolves around Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know
That's
what?
okay.
And
I'm okay with it.
Absolutely, because they are our future.
Yeah.
It should revolve around them.
Yeah.
I read a book. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Edgar Cayce.
Mm-mm.
He is a clairvoyant that was scientifically documented back in the 1950s. He saw things,
Uh-huh.
and there's this book called Many Lives, Many Mansions, and it's about Edgar Cayce's story. And there was one thing that he always said: there should be at least one adult for every child, because a child needs to be on a one-on-one basis with an adult to teach and to learn and to process.
Wow.
I've never forgotten that, unfortunately, a lot of the kids today don't have that.
Yeah.
Well, Harper's got 4, so she's got
Good.
us and my parents.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean,
It's a good
grandparents
ratio.
are so important. you know, they, you know, the parents have them and they provide for them, but it's the grandparents that teach them.
Yeah.
My mom, after my dad died back in 2006, my mom went to live with my sister Ann, who's the youngest of us. We're a family of 9. And Annie was the baby. And she, her daughter Michaela was 7 when my mom moved in with them, and lived to, you know, her passing a few years ago. But Michaela is an incredible adult because of my mother's input. She was there when she got home from school. They did her homework together. They talked, you know, and I really think that Michaela's, you know, it's all because of, and it kept mom sharp too.
Yeah.
She passed away just short of her 93rd birthday, and she was a sharp attack to the very end, you know. And I think that that's, you know, it's made to be, we're made to have intergenerational homes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
With a teacher.
Except during COVID.
Well, if you had them when they moved in, then you could stay that way and keep them safe. But
that
yeah.
those were the initially, you know, like the kids would get it and bring it home and grandma wouldn't survive. And
Yeah.
oh, that was so sad in those homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of
I got to get going, you guys. Thank you.
Love you
All
guys.
right, take care.
Till next week.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.